Police officers of Reddit, what are you thinking when you see cases like George Floyd? Not a local, I'm a Fed 5 years into the job. George Floyd was murdered and it's fucking disgusting. We're trained that anything involving the neck is a no-go and is considered deadly force. We were also trained that if you make an arrest in a prone position, you search and then immediately move them onto their side or a seated position because the risk of asphyxiation is so great. If a suspect says they can't breathe, believe them and take measures to correct it. This training is reinforced at least twice a year in our use of force training. These officers deserve to spend the rest of their lives in prison. I'm a police officer in California. I am absolutely disgusted by the officers' actions. When someone is in our custody, you must treat them properly. I don't care if they are arrested for murder or forgery. They are a human with a story and they deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. I had tears streaming down my face watching the video of George Floyd. We swore to protect our communities and that's what we set out to do every day. Putting a knee into the neck of a handcuffed man for an extended period of time isn't protecting. A man has lost his life due to the gross negligence of an evil person. May he rest in peace. Retired after 28 years. Nothing less than murder. All the guys I worked with would never have considered doing something like that. You treat combative in custodies once they're secured as human beings. Nothing should be personal. Once they've been subdued and you are safe as an officer, you stand him up, pat him down and understand that your arrestee is at a low point in his life. Give him some dignity and you'll generally get his respect. It works 90+% of the time. That man was subdued and nobody should have been on him at that point. I'm a former police officer, and so have had plenty of training in physical restraint of individuals being arrested. There is no police academy training officers to kneel on someone's neck to subdue them, that's how you kill a person. There is extensive training on how to avoid seriously injuring a person while restraining them, and I guarantee you every one of these officers was trained to never strike a person in the neck or choke them. The officer who killed him is very clearly liable for manslaughter at the very least. And I think the other officers who stood by have some accountability as well because they knew damn well that was not how you handle a person, and should have stepped up. Cop here. Disgusted. There are 1,000 reasons why this shouldn't have happened. Simple, easy, steps that should have been taken. Lessons that policing has learned over the past 200 years and basic things taught in every academy. Make no mistake, this was murder. Maybe not premeditated murder, but nonetheless murder. I will be angry if those officers do not get indicted. I was a cop in the military. In the police academy this was one of the things that taught us not to do as it could crush the windpipe. The only time I was ever taught to use chokes and neck holds was in combat training for deployments. But when we got back we always had to attend retraining classes to relearn what we can do stateside. See, people say things like not all cops are bad, but based on what I've read in this sub a lot of good cops quit because they get tired of the corruption and racism. The law enforcement system seems to filter out the good guys and the jerks are overrepresented. I work for a US federal bureau but I'm not a local police officer. All for cops need to go to jail. Derek Chauvin, the cop with the knee on George's neck, should have gone to jail long ago. The guy apparently has a history of doing this. This is his 3rd time in 15 years. Black people need to keep fighting and white Asian Latino people need to support them. Justice for cases like this won't come easy and it won't come soon. But if they keep fighting, I truly believe that one day, eventually, it will come. In 2006, Derek Chauvin and 5 other police officers fatally shot a man named Wayne Rise, who was fleeing police pursuit. In 2008, Derek Chauvin shot an unarmed man named Darrell Latrell Tolles. I used to be a police officer. It was fucking embarrassing going out the day after something like this happened. One of the reason I quit was because I had no pride in my job anymore. For the people doubting if I used to be a cop or not, this is the only proof I really have in order to get the police officer flair on our protect hands of you need to send the mods a pic of your police issued ID. Haven't been to that sub since before I quit but here it is link. I have a degree in law enforcement and work in corrections in Minnesota. My thoughts are duck that guy. Nobody is taught to put their knee on a guy's neck and leave it there until he passes out and dies. He may as well have had his hands around the man's neck. If I were to go off the video evidence, the officer should be arrested for murder. Hey, thanks for watching this video. What has happened should not be used in order to make money, therefore this video is not monetized nor will it ever be monetized. Big disclaimer, this is not any advice from Reddit Finance. Have a great day.